We are live. So, as you can see, it's a little bit early, which is quite unusual for us actually. But anyway, I'm starting a little bit early because we've got some guests. Well, as you know, Mark's brother and the girlfriend and his girlfriend Siobhan. So that's Ben and Siobhan, and they're staying with us at the moment. So I am cooking dinner. We're having a roast tonight, but it's a roast with a twist. So basically, I'm just doing chops, but with roasted veg. So I'm doing pork chops, roasted veg, and I'm going to do some sweet corn, some gravy. I think Mark may do Yorkshire puddings. I'm not sure yet. And yeah, so that's what I've got going on, and I can smell like the vegetables are ready, and I think we will probably I'll have to finish the live a little bit early. Hey Charlie, how are you? I hope you're well. So gonna have to finish the live a little bit early today. Let's have a look because I haven't got my glasses on. So wow, 683 followers. That is so good. Are you pleased? Is the question. Are you pleased you got so many followers? That's so good. Um, so yeah, so I am cooking at the minute. Mark is just finishing up some work, so he's going to be here in a minute. Having McDonald's in Gainsborough. What now? At the moment? Wow. I'm actually cooking dinner. I'm smelling all the vegetables, and I'm just thinking, oh my god. So I've done so Mark sort of peeled all the veg early and cut them up, and then I've boiled them up. So we've got carrots, we've got parsnips, we've got potatoes, and then I chopped up some onions, and I chopped up some cloves of garlic and all of that, and I've just thrown them in. So they're all cooked now. So I think we're going to be eating roughly around 7. I need to finish up early today. And I've got pork chops, and Mark, I've got him a side of salmon. But I didn't have time to, I like to descale it and things like that, and I didn't have time to descale it before I started the live. I was just sort of like busy doing a couple of things. But anyway, how is everybody? What has everybody been up to? What has everyone been doing? Um, so Mark and I at the weekend, so Mark had some things to work on Saturday. So we didn't really go out on Saturday. We just stayed in. I chilled out. Mark got on with some work, and then after he finished his work, he was doing like a few other things. So we didn't go out on the Saturday, but on the Sunday, we said, you know what, let's go out and do some filming. So if you keep up with our shorts, we do quite a few shorts because they're quite easy to sort of you know get out and get done so that there's content for you guys. And I just thought, you know what, let me quickly do this short. So I did 2 shorts, and we went to a place called O'Crackala. Now I don't know if, and I do mention this on the video, so when I have time I'll put that up, but I do mention that we went to, I don't know if you watched one of our videos, I think it might have been the sweet treats video. We went to O'Crackala, and I was really disappointed because they were closing at 8, and we got there at 4 o'clock, and they hardly had any of their little patisserie cakes that I wanted. There was none left. So we had to opt for other things that they had. Now, that's fine. And it was just so shocking that they were going to close at 8, and at 4 o'clock, by the time I bought, they literally only had like maybe 3 or 4 cakes left for the other customers. And that was at 4 o'clock, before 4 o'clock even. And I just thought, oh, so it really sort of, do you know what I mean? I was really disappointed by that. But I'm always about giving a place a second chance. So I went in. So we went in on the Sunday, and we went straight to O'Crackala because of where we got off. We walked, and then we got there, and it's in Tavistock Street. So if you're ever interested and you want to go to O'Crackala, it's in Tavistock Street. They do these amazing, amazing little. They're like little heart canapes. I'm wondering if I can call up the picture. I'll put it on. I'll put it on the community uh, uh, picture, and you can see it. But I'll show you now. But I'm telling you, our drinks have arrived, so hopefully Mark's going to go and grab those. Um, but I'm telling you, those patisserie cakes are amazing. Have a look at those. I'm gonna tell you, they taste just as amazing as they look. They were so lovely, so pretty. If you're ever having a party, I mean, they are expensive. I bought six. That cost £18 for six. So it is expensive, and it's four for £12. But I've got to say, we brought them home and we tried them, and they were so good. They were absolutely amazing, and I highly recommend that if you are ever in Tavistock Street, and it's I'm just trying to think what it's near where where Tina Turner's playing, sort of like the closest end to Somerset House, I guess. Where the Lyceum is and all that. So the where all the theatres is that end of Tavistock Street, and you will not be disappointed. Check out the shawl and have a look at how amazing those cakes at that, and they we didn't have a bad one. I bought six and we didn't have a bad one. It was so good. I can't rate those like patisserie cakes highly enough. There was another bakery that I wanted to go to, which we haven't been before, but I think I'm going to save that for another time. Maybe, yeah, I'll have a little think about it. Um, Maybe next weekend or something like that, and we'll pass by. But I've got to say, it was them patisserie cakes were so good. Mark will tell you all about it. But they call the smaller ones canapes. So the small ones that I just showed you there, they're canapes. Now they do larger ones, but they're round. So but they were like £6 something, and I just thought £6. I mean, these were like £3 something as it was, or £2 something as it was, and I just thought, oh, and they were very small. They're very small. The canapes, as they call them, they are very small, but they are delicious. I cannot recommend them highly enough. I don't think I have tasted a more, if you like cream, and there's a little cake center, and they're on a sablé biscuit. Now, on the sablé biscuit, they sort of, they're like a few different flavored sablé biscuits, and they do it on, I suppose, on one that correspond, I suppose, more with the that will complement the actual canapé. Um, but they were so good. They were so I Mark will have to explain some of them, but we do explain it on the video. There isn't a bad. After I tasted all of them, I had preferences. One was a pina colada one was a red velvet, one was a lemon. Um, there was another one that was like, I don't know what they call it, but it was like dulce or dulcely, or it's Dulcey. So however you want to pronounce that, I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation of that. And but I have to say, even though it wasn't my favorite, I highly recommend the matcha one, because the matcha one was so creamy. It was delicious. Like if you really like creamy things, like if you like the feel of it, I highly, would say go for the matcha one. But if you want flavor or something like that, I mean, I really liked the pina colada, and I think the lemon one was good, but it was just a little bit too tart. The pistachio was really, really good, and the dulce, or the dolce, or however you're going to pronounce it, is like I said, it's Ducley. The dulce, maybe maybe you pronounce it dulce. I always think when it's got a c in it, it might be with a ch sound rather than a s sound. So yeah, the that dulce was really nice. Pistachio was, they were all good. There wasn't one bad one. But if you're picking the six and you have to pick your favorite one, the dulce probably was my favorite. But I highly recommend the matcha. It was so creamy, and it like had a vanilla taste to it. It was really good. I can't recommend it highly enough. Mark is about to come in. He's just actually, the doorbell just rang with the drinks, so he's just got the drinks. Hey Richard, how are you? Where's my glasses? I can't read all the messages. He's not here. Greetings, food news. Adult Happy Meals are coming to McDonald's. Yes, I heard about that. Was it you that mentioned it before? Somebody mentioned that they were going to do adult Happy Meals. Well, maybe did I see that on YouTube or something? But yeah, I heard that they were going to do adult Happy Meals. So I think you actually do get a toy with it and stuff like that. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. But yes, how are you? How is everyone? Let me know. But yeah, so that was one place that we went to. And then there was another place that we wanted to go to. There was another bakery that I wanted to go to, but it was closed, and I didn't realize it was closed on a Sunday. Some of these bakeries are closed on a Sunday. Isn't that amazing? You would think that, like, they would be open 7 days a week and like have the relevant staff to sort of cope with the, but yeah, they're not open 7 days a week, these bakeries. um yeah, like a lot of them like will close on a Sunday and a Monday, or sometimes they close on a Monday, Tuesday. We also popped into Arome, and we got to Arome at 3:25. Now Arome shuts at 4 o'clock, and they said, sorry, we've sold out of everything. And I didn't quite believe that they had. I think they just packed everything away early because they're closed on a Monday and Tuesday. So I didn't think that really they had sold out of everything. But she's like, oh no, sorry, we've sold out of everything. And I was like, okay then. So that again was a bit of a disappointment. Managed to hit Chestnut Bakery, and I got my listen, I can't recommend the tahini cookies highly enough. They are so good. My favorite thing from Chestnut Bakery, I have to say, is the tahini cookie. But I also, like Georgina said, they do a aubergine parmigiana croissant. That is really good. A lot of the things when you go to, if you ever are able to go to Chestnut Bakery, a lot of the things are so tasty. And again, with Arome, a lot of the things are so tasty. So do check out these bakeries. Buns from Home. Now, I've tried them all. I will give them another try because I am all about second chances kind of thing. But I didn't enjoy it. But like O'Crackala, because I was a bit disappointed because everything had sold out. Now, when I went to Buns from Home, it was 11:40 when I got there in the morning, and they had a choice of 3 buns, and they were not the buns that they had advertised, or they were not the buns that I was expecting. So yeah, I was slightly disappointed, but I'm going to give them another go because they do pop up everywhere and all that. And I'm, like I said, I'm all about sort of like going and trying these things again. So I will try Buns from Home, and I will give an honest review. But my first impressions, and this was the one that I went to on Longacre, I just didn't feel that. I felt that they were more, yeah, I'm assuming that they had sold out of a lot of stuff, which is understandable in the morning. But I would have thought 20 minutes till lunchtime or whatever, they would have had stuff out at 11:40. That's just me. I'm not sure. I'm not a baker. So, but yeah, I would have thought they would have had, stuff there, but they didn't. But it's cool. I'm going to try it again. I'm not sure when, but when I do, I will let you know my true thoughts. The other cake place that you have to try is in Italy. So when you go in, there is a cake station there. And if you like creamy cakes and you like, I'm telling you, it's so good. My cousin actually bought a tiramisu for his dad the first time when we went to Italy, and his dad really enjoyed that. I've not tried their tiramisu, so maybe that will be one of the next things that I buy. But I couldn't, because there were other cakes then. I was thinking, oh, I want to try this, I want to try this, I want to try this. I did get the tiramisu, but next time I'm going to head for that tiramisu. And there are a couple of other things that they have there that I really want to try. I'd really like to go to one of the restaurants. And then while I'm there, there are other sort of like cake. Do you know, this is the good thing about London. There are so many cake places and there are so many new places that are opening up. Do you know what I mean? Is like, let me put it to you guys. Is there a specific cake or pastry that is your favorite and there's only like one place that might do it and so you specifically go there, or even if it's a chain but you know that whenever you go to that chain you know that's the cake that you're going to go for, or savory pastry or whatever it is, do you know what I mean? Because let me tell you, in some of these cake shops, these some of these savory pastries are really really good. They're just like combinations that I wouldn't think of, but some of them are really good. um, got a big announcement, I'll say, when Mark's on. Okay. Well, I've just had the kettle go, so I wonder if Mark is going to make me a cup of tea. Um, do you know what? I'm because I've cooked the vegetables right for the roast. So I've done like I got some baby potatoes from Tesco, and I cut them in half. I didn't bother peeling them. I cut them in half and I parboiled them with parsnips and carrots, and then I chopped up some onions. I chopped them in quarters and then pop them all around the pan, around the baking tray. And then I chopped up some garlic, well, cloves of garlic. I didn't chop up the cloves, I peeled the cloves of garlic, left them all around the baking pan, obviously to give flavour and everything else, drizzled it with a bit of oil. And then I did some chili flakes, some crushed chilies, and some sage. And I've got to say, it smells amazing. And I cannot wait to go in that kitchen and start dishing up food. But I need to cook the pork chops. So tonight we're having pork chops, and I've got a side of salmon for Mark, so I'm going to cook that for him. And we're going to have pork chops, and I'm telling you, I can't wait. I don't know if I've got time to do stuffing, because it was my plan to do stuffing, and I'm not sure if Mark's going to do Yorkshire puddings, because normally I leave the Yorkshire puddings to him. So I'm not sure how much time we've got to sort of like do all of that. But for sure there's going to be gravy, and I'm going to do sweet corn. Oh my god, my mouth is watering. It is watering. So does I suppose my next question is, what is your favorite meal? Because I've got to say, I love a curry. I love a curry. I love Chinese, and I love a roast, I love a steak, but do you know what? I feel like it's quite difficult to choose out of all of those a specific dish that can trump the others, if that makes sense. I mean, I love steak. By the way, guys, I am in my nightgown because it is cold. The weather has been. I've got my hot water bottle. It's so cold. My hands were cold all morning, and Mark made me a hot water bottle, and then I had it by my side as I was working away, because I was working down here today. Hey Thunder, how are you? I hope you're well. For the first time, you're live on my SFX sound system TV. So any quiet sounds, I'll hear it. Oh wow! How is the SFX TV? Is it good? Is it good quality? Is it good sound quality? All good, thank you. How are you? I am very, very well. I'm cold, so I've got my little nightgown on and I've got my little hot water bottle. And I'm in the middle of cooking dinner. So as you guys know, Mark's brother and his girlfriend, Ben and Siobhan, they're staying with us for a little while. And so I said I will cook a roast today. I'm not doing a traditional roast, like a roast joint or anything. But I wanted to do pork chops, and I know Siobhan absolutely loves pork chops. But I also know Ben loves steak. So today I'm doing pork chops. Tomorrow I'll do steak, right? But yeah, so I need to finish I need to finish the live a little bit early today, just so that I can. So I've cooked all the vegetables and that. So I've got potatoes, parsnips, carrots, onions, and I in. So I've done two separate trays because Siobhan doesn't like garlic, and so I just put garlic all over our you know, mine, Mark's, and Ben's. And so now I just need to cook the pork chops, and I've got a side of salmon for Mark. So hopefully I'll be able to cook all of those. I'm just like, oh my God, I've got all that to cook. Um, uh, you love the cold. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't do so well in the cold, especially when it goes to my bones, and my hands and my feet and the side of my arms get cold quite quickly. So I don't do very well in the cold, but we've had a problem with our boiler for a little while now. We've had it, we've had a problem with our boiler since sort of last year, beginning of this year, and it's just been continuous. And we've had it purged, and you know, we've had someone come around and clean the filter and then clean something else, and there's still problems with it. And so we don't get hot water all mornings, kind of thing. So if someone goes in for a shower, do you know what I mean? As long as they don't stay too long, we can all have a hot shower. But other than that, we can't all have a hot shower, and it's just so crazy. And so I still need to get someone to come out and have a look at it. I've put up the pressure a little bit, and I know it can go up to 1.5, but I put it at 1, in case there was a problem, and then it filled up. But I think I need to raise the pressure a little bit more, and see if that helps. Um, Good to hear. And they are coming on the live too. Do you know what? No, I don't think they will be coming on the live, to be honest. I think maybe Siobhan might one day, but I'm not so sure about Ben. But I think Siobhan might one day. So we'll see. Because she said um, at the beginning when she came, Mark wasn't here, and I said, "Oh, I've got to do the live," but I didn't end up doing it because I was cooking and stuff. And she goes, "Oh, I don't mind doing the live." So yeah, maybe one day I'll get to like speak to her, and then she can let you guys know how it was living in Washington and stuff. So that might be quite interesting to sort of like have her tell you, because they've been there for 5 years. Do you know what I mean? And how it differs and how life differs, kind of thing. So I think that might be quite an interesting live. So I'll speak to her tonight and see if she'll want to do a live one day. I'm sure she will, for sure. Um, Sound system was in my bedroom, deciding to bring it into the main room for the movies. Yeah, I mean, especially if the sound system is good, that'll make for good movies. I see the circle of light in your eyes. Yeah, exactly. Um, do you know what? Like, I'm just looking to the side because earlier on there was a guy that kept walking past the house, and like we've got a drive, and I backed the car into the drive, and so the car is quite close to the window, not too close, but it's quite close. But he was walking past my window, like very close past my window. I mean, we've got the blinds down, but still, I was thinking, what a cheek! And he's just walking round and going past the car, walking round and going past the car. And then a car pulled up and he got in. So I'm assuming it was an Uber. So he's just waiting for an Uber. But wait out on the street. Do you know what I mean? Don't come past my window. That's just crazy. Walking onto my drive. So he was walking onto the next door neighbour's drive, coming past my window, back onto my drive, and sort of like doing almost like a square or a circle, if you like. And I just felt like it was a bit of a cheek. And I was thinking, and then you start getting like, who's that? Who's that? Like, why are they passing by? The cheek of it. But anyway, he went in between the car and the window. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These people are crazy. And they have no manners. Oh, here comes Mark. He's just dropping off my drink. I've got a nice frappuccino. I'm going to have a cup of tea in a minute. I'm going to save my frappuccino. And Mark's just coming to make my cup of tea. There we go. Thank you. So he's just pouring his he's got his usual what you call it, chai latte. I couldn't remember it. So he's got his usual chai latte, and he's just gonna put it in his mug. But look, got my little Halloween mug. It's a bit too hot to drink though. Little Halloween mug, and I've got a little my little headband, which is Nightmare Before Christmas. But I like how it's. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like that. What effect do they call it again? When you get it on a card? What's that effect again? When it's on a card?
Transfer.
No, I forget what they call it. That's a bit creepy and holographic. That's it. There you go. Thunder's got it. Holographic. Yeah. So I was just telling them how.
Hello, everybody.
Let me
I'm
just
back.
turn
I'm
it
finally in here.
a little bit.
However, we've got Thunder, got Richard.
Just turn
How are
it.
you guys? You well?
There we go.
Oh, Richard's saying I'm officially sponsored by Cafe Nero.
Wow.
Oh, well
and Cineworld
done.
Picture House for my vlogs. This month's awesome. Wow, wow,
Well done.
wow.
You've actually got a sponsorship. Well done, Richard.
That's
really,
so
really
good. That's amazing.
How is everybody? Apologies, I've just finished work,
Yeah.
so been a bit of a busy day today, but I hope everybody's good. I hope everybody's well. Cheers to everyone with our little Halloween mugs. We're carrying on the Halloween theme.
We are all this month. We are going to carry on the Halloween theme.
We were talking about the creepy person by the window. Yeah, I just heard you.
Yeah, he was walking by. He was like kept sort of like doing the, but walking onto the neighbours and then coming behind the car.
There's always someone,
several times.
There's always somebody just sort of milling around, isn't there? Yeah, Halloween really is here with the creepy guy. But like, have you seen Halloween with the Mike Myers? So Thunder, any news on any updates on the date, or have I missed it?
No, she hasn't got a date yet. It's this week. It's this week. That's the date. Is this week. But yeah, I just felt like because a car pulled up and then he got in the car, so I assume it was an Uber, right? But why are you walking on to our property and next door's property and coming past the window? I just
he was there.
Yeah,
oh my
he was
God.
right by the window. That's what I'm thinking. And he did it several times, and I'm just thinking like, stay on the street, stay on the pavement.
So Thunder says, have you watched all of the Halloween things? There's so many. Yes, there are so many. I've watched up to about.
I haven't watched one.
Up to H2O, and then it just got ridiculous then. So I stopped watching it after that. But there's more after H2O. H2O, I thought that was the end of it. That was about number 5.
Is Halloween the one with Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah,
right,
but she's in all of them.
Is she in all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise she was in all of them.
Richard said my big announcement is going to be a video called RA Rewind, exclusive vids going back to 2022, and a few collabs and celebs all along on one vlog.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, Thunder says she's not meeting on Sunday. Is H2O the one with Josh Hartnett? I think it is in the boarding school. Yeah. I think that's the one. But there's so many of them. There are so many. And I thought H2O was the end of it. Because as you know, without ruining the ending, something happens to Mike Myers in each one. But he always comes back. So you're always in that suspense that he can come back at any time. But I honestly thought H2O would be the last one. So Richard, how did you get your sponsorship deal? Did they approach you? You don't mind me asking? That's really impressive. You got that.
And how is your course going? Because you're doing a course with Google, aren't you?
Yeah, you are.
Like a marketing
thing.
Yeah, with Google. And how's that going?
Maybe that's how you approach. That was really impressive though. Well done to actually get sponsorship from Cafe Nero
and Cineworld, isn't it?
And Cineworld. Well, I think that's Cafe Nero in Cineworld.
Oh, Cafe Nero in Cineworld.
But correct me if I'm wrong. That's really, really good.
Yeah.
So I think you may have probably mentioned this already because I'm late to the party. But we did a bit of filming over the weekend on the delicious cakes.
Yeah, I've only spoken about the cake so far, and the canapes, and because if you watch our sweet treats video, because I believe it is in the sweet treats video, because we've done so many, and I'm thinking, is it in the sweet? I think it's in the sweet treats video. We go to O'Crackerlace, the first one that we go to, and I was quite disappointed because we got there. I think it was about like 3:30, coming on to 4 o'clock. Now they close at 8, and they had already run out of the canapes that I wanted to try, and I was just like, really, and it took me a while before I went back there, because I think that was last year we did it.
Yeah,
sweet treats video.
Yeah, so we did. So with our sweet treat video, but I think the sweet treats for us didn't do so well because I think we amalgamated them all into one. So we've separated them now, so you can actually see each individual place we go to with a little taste test.
Yeah, and but you'll catch it on a short anyway. But I've not done any I've not been able to do any voiceovers on the short in on YouTube for some reason. I think you have to do it separately and then upload it rather than doing it in the app.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I can't, yeah, I can't record on the app. It's very weird. But I'm only just trying to get used to it anyway. But yeah, it I've got to say that I gave it another chance, and it was only pure coincidence because we arrived at that end, and I thought, oh, do you know what? Let's go to O'Crackle. Let's just walk past there and see. And they had a few cakes, they had
Yeah,
a few
they did.
canapes, and I thought, well, this is really good. Let me go. And do you know what they did as well? So they're on this little, so they're tiny little hearts, and they are on this sort of like gold board, but they actually stuck the gold board down inside the box. So when you're walking about, they're not jiggling all over them. And I just thought that was, because that was my fear, that they were going to sort of like move and stuff. But they'd actually stuck it down to the box, and I just thought that was amazing. So it doesn't get jiggled. If
Yeah,
that
that's
makes
true.
sense.
Actually, they did stick the cakes down, but just they're on the little pieces of paper, and they stuck the cardboard. Sorry, and they stuck them down.
Yeah, they stuck them down inside the box. So as you're walking, you know, you when you walk, you have a slight swing. So the cake, and I was frightened that the cakes were going to knock into each other, and they didn't. And it was really good. Yeah.
So Thunder. Oh, if that is the right Halloween, that's the best Halloween, and also the fourth one. Oh, it's the fourth. I thought that was the fifth one. This is the thing. There's so many of them. The one because there was a big gap, wasn't there, between 3 and 4?
I thought there was a big gap. Yeah.
Because Donald Pleasance did 1 to 3, and of course he died quite a while ago, so there was a huge gap between the two. So they brought it back. It also shows his upbringing too. If you've seen that one, I think so. Bear in mind, this is a long time ago since I watched these. I haven't watched for a long time. Richard, I used to do cinema reviews before View and Cineworld.
Right.
Cineworld was my first vlog, then went viral from there. View got jealous. Well, there you go. You see, View missed out. View, if you're watching, you had your chance. You had your chance. And then Richard's gone on with Cineworld.
Yep.
Well done, though. That's really, really
that
good.
is really good.
We haven't got actually, our local cinema is quite away from here. It's not close, but we've never done reviews.
Yeah, we've never sort of done reviews of movies. Yeah, I mean, we don't go that often to do reviews of movies. True. I think we'd have to be avid watchers of movies and stuff like that, of which we will watch movies at home, but I think I used to go to the movies a lot, like every weekend and during the week. I was always an avid moviegoer, but I think in the last year, since we've been together pretty much, because we don't go to the cinema that often.
No, well, also I think the pandemic put a pay to that, actually.
Yeah, but even before that, we weren't really. We go when we're in America, though.
Thunder, that's such a hard question. All right, let's throw this out to everybody. What's the best and the worst film you've ever watched? Now, are we talking in any format at all, or are we talking exclusively in the cinema?
Solaris and District 9 are the worst movies I think I've ever seen.
The worst movie I've ever seen. See how it's easy that we go straight to the worst, because the worst is easy to find. The worst film I've ever seen, and it's absolutely terrible, was it would have to be Street Fighter 2. That's with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Kylie Minogue. Oh, it was so bad. I mean, my friends, this is back in the 90s. My friends, in general, not just the cinema. Yeah, that would be the most general one. I didn't see that in the cinema. But my friends wanted to see it because they were, at the time, when it came out, Street Fighter 2 was one of the biggest games going. So they were real gamers. They wanted to watch it. But it was so bad. It was so bad. So probably that. Now, is District 9 the alien type film? Yeah, that's the one. So it's all set in Johannesburg. So an alien spacecraft hovers above Johannesburg. And they call them the prawns, the aliens, because they look like prawns, and they come down into there, and they herd them up into a little area,
refugee camp.
Yeah, and that's where they sort of live.
Yeah.
If so, those types of film are rubbish. I agree, but it's very much like that, and of course, it's all set in South Africa.
Yeah.
So there's that one. But the best film is so difficult. There's so many good films. I can name you a top 10. but I don't think I could put it in order.
Yeah, I don't. I think for me, a lot of childhood ones, I suppose I would lean towards things like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or things like A Christmas Carol, the Albert Finney musical version, or the Man in the Santa Claus suit with Fred Astaire, or I don't know. I could Lord of the Rings. When I saw it, I thought Peter Jackson did an amazing
He did.
job. Superman 1 and 2
Well,
with Christopher Reeve.
to be fair, so in the film, I forget the film magazine did a poll, and the one that came top was Star Wars, believe it or not. So that was people's voted favourite film.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Richard said, keep checking online, Zombies Through London.
Oh, is that a film or is that an event?
Best film. All right, here we go. Yeah, what is that, event or is that a film, Richard? Best film, Wild Thornberrys. Oh, I've not seen that. There are so many worse films where the wild things are or Where the Wild Things Are, or The Reef on Netflix. I've not seen any of those, but I'm glad you tell me that, because I will swerve
Where
to
the
avoid.
Wild Things Are. I think I've heard of that one. Why does it sound so familiar?
The Wild Thornberrys. What's that? I've not heard of that.
And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking, God, isn't that a band? But no, that's the Wandering Wilburys, isn't it?
Basically, lots of zombies going through London dressed up. Oh, okay.
That's what I thought. It sounded like an event.
Now, funny enough, many, many years ago, a friend of mine did a production which he was trying to he tried to get the largest number of people dressed up as zombies. Hey, Monet.
Hey, Monet.
How are you?
I hope you're well.
My glasses. I need glasses. I keep looking at this. And he tried to get the greatest number of zombies, people dressed up as zombies in Leicester Square. And I've forgotten. It was the Zombie Diaries. That was the film he had done. So essentially, he tried to get that, but they didn't quite hit the record.
Oh.
Thunder said it's a cartoon sort of like Rugrats. It's an amazing film. All right, we'll have to have a little look at that.
Oh.
Monet, what we were just talking about is, what is your favourite film or worst film of all time? So difficult to say your favourite film, but it's so easy to say your worst.
Yeah, because I can call out. I mean, Solaris was like, oh. And what's the one where they're in space and then nothing happens throughout the whole
there's a
thing?
lot where nothing happens in space.
I'm just like, but the thing is, sometimes you go to these films and you're like, the prawn one, District 9. When I sat there, and I was in the cinema when I watched this, and I just thought, oh my God.
Okay. When they say, I'm well, thanks, making spaghetti bolognese. You enjoy. You can also tell us your secret recipe if you're prepared to share.
Do you have a secret recipe?
What were we? Thunder said, one thing I do for spaghetti bolognese is to fry up carrots, celery first as your stock, and then you take those bits out, and then you add your mince in there. It really does add to the stock flavour. Give that a go. Even if you don't like celery, it gives it, celery salt, for example, has got a really, really nice flavour to it. Thunder said, what is a film you would never watch, you wouldn't want to watch? Do you mean in general, a specific film, or a genre?
Pretty much any horror.
So Kelly would not touch horror. She will not do any horrors at all.
No.
I'm not, even though there are one or two westerns I like, I'm not a massive fan of westerns. I've got to be honest. Not always for me. I don't mind horror. Monet said the same thing. I hate horrors.
Yeah, I'm not a lover of them. But I also think as well, like, I never watched Blade Runner, which was of the time. I watched Blade Runner many years later. And I think that if you don't watch something that was of the time, sometimes it doesn't resonate. You don't have the same thing for it that if you had watched it at that time. Do you remember we went to see? So basically, we were in Florida, and for many years I always wanted to go to Disney, and there was a Michael Jackson 3D thing that was in Disney for many years. Anyway, it went away, and then they brought it back for a short period, and it just so happened that Mark and I was there, and it was our first trip together to Florida.
Right. Now, this had been shot all in the 1980s, so when he's a lot younger. So think just when he just finished Bad.
Yeah. and it was 3D, so it was really of the time, and you could see that it was really of the time, but you don't enjoy it because special effects has come on so much. You don't enjoy it as much as if you had watched it back then, or even if you had watched it in the 90s. And it's almost like they also had a Terminator ride, and I took you to the
Yeah,
Terminator
that's
ride,
right.
and even when I was there, it was so dated because it had been a good few years when we went. It had been like 4 years since I'd been, I
Well, you've got to
think.
remember 1992 is when they shot the Terminator 2. So they
Yeah.
shot the footage for the ride at the same time. So that it's going to date. It is going to date.
Well, they did it actually after the film because he looks different and he's older, and so is what's his name, older in it as well. I
Okay.
can't remember his
So
John Connor.
Rich has just made pasta and cheese with lasagna sauce, but it's not lasagna. Oh, no, that's nice though. A little thing. Monet said, "Oh, I'm okay. I love Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings." Kelly's a big fan of both, but hate horrors.
Yeah.
All right. Thunder said a specific film, or I'll come back to that. So one specific film I would never
Ooh.
watch. Monet said, "Yes, I agree because they hype has died down and the quality usually isn't as good with the newer films."
Yeah.
I know this is the thing. In actual fact, there's a lot of YouTube clips now I'm noticing where people are doing videos saying, why is it that modern films aren't so good? There's a whole load there you can watch if you're interested. Now, Thunder said, "Oh, about the Reef." Now, this is a spoiler alert.
Okay.
For anybody that doesn't want to watch the Reef, turn away now. I'm just going to tell you. So the Reef, give them a few seconds to think. Oh no, everybody's still with us. It takes about 50 minutes until a shark appears in the film. Just a person in their own stranded on a rock. So we're told, oh God. Well, do you know what? This is a controversy actually about the Blair Witch project. With the Blair Witch, for anybody that hasn't seen it, I won't spoil it. But it was very, very, very low budget. But it was one of the very first ones to do everything from first person perspective. So everything you see is from the cameras that so say they found. But what I thought was clever is what they marketed when the guys that made it actually marketed so it actually happened and that the footage had been found. So apparently in America, huge groups were going out looking for those kids, thinking that they actually existed, and that was the footage. The fact that it was online and it had been promoted in the cinema, but people thought it was actually serious. But you know, with sometimes that does work though, one person being on their own. I thought Castaway worked quite well, and that's with Tom Hanks.
No.
But obviously he's not waiting for a shark. Monet said, "I'm excited to watch the new Avatar films in December. I think that'll be a good one." Do you know, when you do Avatar, I thought as a film it wasn't the best, but when you watch it in the cinema, the 3D, it's absolutely amazing. That blew me away. Especially all the special effects, and he created almost like his own world. And I loved all the bits, with all the glowing different creatures and stuff like that. When we went on the ride, so if you ever get to go to Disney World,
Disney World,
and you go to
Magic
the Animal
Kingdom.
Kingdom,
Animal Kingdom, sorry.
is Animal Kingdom. Do you have to go on the Flights of Passage ride? It is like actually you ride a banshee, but you feel like you are flying. It's amazing.
It's the best ride I think I have ever ridden. It was so amazing. And the thing was, I went to Animal Kingdom a couple of times, but every time that I'd been with Mark, we hadn't really gone to the Animal Kingdom because I didn't think that there was anything like really good that was there. The only thing good that was there for me was they do a safari ride, which I thought was pretty good, and they did a what you call it, what is it, Lion King. So they did a little snippet of the Lion King show, which I thought was quite good. But other than that, there's not really much there. But when they did the Pandora, so they did the world of Pandora. The only thing we didn't, there was a couple of things that we didn't do for the Pandora ride, but this one, was it Flight of the Avatar, or I always get
Flight of Passage.
Flight of Passage. It was absolutely amazing. I was just blown away, and I just thought, oh my god, that's the best ride I have ever ridden. And we went back on it. We went back
Yeah.
on it.
Now the queues are massive, but honestly, it's the closest experience I've ever had to feel like you're flying, but you're not. And I mean, like you flying without a plane or anything. It was absolutely amazing. And what I don't want to ruin it, but they captured everything, the sounds, even the smells. As you
Yeah.
fly, you can smell certain smells as you're going through the woods. It's so good. But I will leave it there because I don't want to ruin it.
Sorry, I
Go on.
just wanted to say something else. So basically that year we went to Florida twice. So we went to Florida at Easter, and it was a 3-hour queue. And I'm not one. I'm 20-minute girl. I don't want to queue. What Mark? If Mark really likes a ride, like the King Kong ride
Yeah.
and the Haunted Mansion ride, he'll wait. Right, so he'll wait like an hour or whatever. And I'm not about that lifestyle. I'm thinking, oh no, 20 minutes is enough for me. So when we were there, I didn't really want to try it, but it was 3 hours, and I thought, I'm not queuing for no 3 hours. And luckily, I mean, there was a girl at work at the time where I used to work, and I was asking her about it because she actually went on the ride, and she said to me, I said, "Is it worth it?" And she said, "Yeah, it really is worth it." So I thought, right, went again, and this time we went in the November, and we queued, but it was only half an hour we had to queue
Yeah, it
for.
was
We were
honest.
so lucky.
It's such a good ride. I cannot underestimate how big good a ride it is.
Yeah.
So if you guys are ever in Florida and you are going to Disney World, do check out an Animal Kingdom, the Flight of the Passage, if you like Avatar.
Yeah.
Richard said, "Oh, got the Tom Felton book days before it's out. Well done. How did you manage that?" Thunder said they have to see this film and it's amazing. And they said that it was so crap. What a waste of time.
Which film?
Reef. The Reef.
Oh, right, the Reef.
So going back to the Reef, Monet said, "Yeah, I agree. Films aren't as good as they once were. I feel the
Yeah.
focus is more on TV series." Well, funnily enough,
I agree.
that's a very good point that Monet raises. So I've mentioned this so many times before, but I'm going to mention it again anyway. They're saying the younger generation aren't interested as much in going to restaurants and stuff like that. They much prefer having a takeaway and a movie or a TV series. And the TV series are now starting to take over, because with a film, you pretty much got to stay there for 2 hours solid and watch it. But with a TV series, you get so much more out of it. And I think who was the guy that was in Tootsie and
Dustin Hoffman?
Dustin Hoffman has been saying that as well. He said years ago, TV series were not a patch on films. But he now thinks that actual fact series are much better now than films. And hang on. And the one thing they're also saying as well, that actors are actually now saying as well that the gaming industry, in terms of revenue, has overtaken the film industry. So actors are more likely now to do gaming voiceovers than they will do in a film.
I think though, you know what it is? They have a bigger budget. I think, and what it is now, people don't want to wait until next week.
Yeah.
They want to binge watch.
Yeah.
A whole season. Yeah. Don't tell me, oh, I have to wait until next week or whatever. No, I want to binge watch the whole season. So I think The Handmaiden's Tale. I don't know if anybody's watched that. It's quite watched all of them. I feel like I have to watch.
Hello. So I just saw you in the comments.
So I feel like I have to watch the next one. I think there's 4 seasons, but it's like really like real graphic. It's not nice. So if you are, it's almost like, I suppose, not post-apocalyptic, but almost bordering on that stuff. And it's like these people take over, and they are ruling. They're ruling in such a way, but under the guise of God or Christ, or trying to live a more Christian lifestyle and all of this type of stuff. But the way it's just really graphic and stuff like that, and you're just like, really, seriously? So it is one that I would recommend, but be mindful, it's not for the faint of heart. It's like
And talking about Avatar, Richard's already seen 10 minutes of the new what do you call it, it's like I see 10 minutes of Avatar 2. No spoilers, but it's awesome.
Oh wow.
Wow. Was that a trailer or did you get to see? But God, you've got all these connections.
Well, but I suppose because they're sponsoring him.
Oh, yeah, of
cinema,
course.
yeah,
Wow, wow,
probably,
wow, wow.
Yeah.
Now, I do know they've actually made an Avatar. I think they've already made 2 and 3. So there's
Oh,
going to
wow.
be a 2 and there's going to be a 3. But Monet is absolutely right. It's the experience in the cinema. You have to watch it in the cinema. I have seen it on TV after I've been in the cinema, but it is not the same.
Yeah.
You really need that 3D experience.
I just felt when I went to the cinema, I just felt it was all too dark. Like I couldn't see anything because the scenes were dark, and then I'm in the cinema and the cinema's dark, so I couldn't grasp until it was the light scenes what actually was going on, kind of thing. So and I watched it a couple of times when I was home, and then I got a better grasp of it. But I would definitely go to see it in the cinema.
Now, the only thing is, I've got a friend of mine who's actually blind in one eye, and he said he can't watch 3D films. And I feel sorry for him because that whole experience just goes. It really, Avatar really does rely on that experience of being in the cinema and having that 3D effect. They were actually saying people were getting depressed after the film because they loved so much about being in that environment,
really?
in that world. It's almost like being high because you've got those lovely bright colors and you've got the
It's almost like under black light, I suppose. Like, you know, them funky posters that used to get back in the day.
Thunder said, the guy who said how crap the film was, we're going back to the Reef. I was referring to someone I know because we told him as a joke how good it was. Oh, you're so mean.
No.
And he wanted to watch the whole time and something good to happen. Oh, no.
No, imagine you're sitting there for 50 minutes and then nothing's happening. It's like, oh, God.
Monet said, yeah, I think because, also we're going back to obviously the Netflix generation. I think because the newer generation are glued to their phones and social media, they don't get as much as the generation before, which is quite sad. So I don't go to restaurants, visit new places, etc. Do you know what? I'll say something interesting. So our nephew said to us, and that's so true. He said, if there is a video on YouTube that is longer than a minute, he will not watch it because he sees that as too long. So, and he said a lot of his friends are the same. So
yeah,
he's 15.
Saying his friends was that, yeah.
He's 15. So that generation, this is why TikToks come in with videos that are 20 to 30 seconds. They do not have the patience to watch something long. They want it that instantly like that. And it's true, actually, Monet. I do think you miss out on bits like that. You know, general conversation in a restaurant. I mean, we've gone to restaurants and I've seen couples who are opposite each other texting. Now, it'd be funny if they were texting each other, but they are texting. And I thought, what was the point in going out? You're not going to have any conversation. You're just going to text pretty much the entire time. Anyway, not for me. I'm a different generation. I'm old. Thunder said the first season of The Handmaid's Tale was great. Richard said, oh, cinema perks.
Yeah. So I said that's what I said.
So, did you used to work for the cinema? Or is that a need to know? Many, many years ago, I had a friend of mine that worked in the cinema and he used to sneak us in for free until he got told off. Monet said, oh my God, I've seen the bit of The Handmaid's Tale. It's a bit of a weird one with all the ladies, what they have to do. But yes, you have to watch it.
Yeah. It's so like, as a woman, you get so angry and you're just like, and also heartfelt for what these other women are going through. And yeah, it's crazy.
Richard said, just to let you know, November and December, loads of awesome cinema films coming up. I'll have to.
I was going to say the film festival's on, and we picked up a magazine as well. It's just there.
We've got a little magazine actually. So we do have a little magazine there for the film coming
festival.
up. Sorry, I didn't mean to put your face. That's the film festival for 2022.
Yeah, it's only on until I think it's the 16th, so it's only on until Sunday. But if there's things that you want to go see, go, because it's been on since the 5th. Now, I've not really gone to see anything whenever the film festival has been here. But when I was in Toronto, and that was a very long time ago, I went to see a couple of the films there, and it was such a good experience because the actors, in one of them, the actors, Zach Braff, I think he did like Kiss Me Something. And he was actually sat in the cinema watching it while we were in the cinema watching it, and it was really good. And I remember as he came out, And I've told this story before. As he came out, because I was with my friend Anne Marie, and she was like, Zach, because everyone was calling Zach, and she goes, Zach, it's Anne Marie from London, and I was laughing so much. I was thinking, why would you?
Oh yeah. Oh you. Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course. How
Exactly.
could I
Oh,
forget?
it's you. How could I forget? Oh, it was so. Obviously, he didn't turn around, but she goes, "It's Anne Marie from London." It was so funny. She's hilarious.
Richard said, Thunder said, short attention span and it wastes people's lives. Look how different grandparents are to the generation. Yeah, it's bad. People go on dates with their phones. I have noticed that a lot. Also, as well, like sometimes, when you see people around the table as well, devices and what have you. Richard said, Christmas Carol 2022 is coming.
Is it a musical? I'll be disappointed if it's not.
Monet said, yes, there is a study that has shown the attention span is shortening in the younger generation due to social media and how TikTok negatively affects this.
Yeah.
It was interesting to see. Do you know what? That is interesting. And I can see it because basically it's that, like you said, that attention span, but no patience at all. People really want to get down to the nitty gritty bits as well. But funny enough, we've noticed that with our videos. That sometimes the longer ones don't do as well because I say people don't want to watch 20 minutes of us talking about something.
Yeah, and I will watch TikTok and I'll watch quite a lot of it. I like to see sort of what's trending and sort of like if I'm looking for something to do a video about and where to get my ideas from and stuff like that. So I'm on YouTube. I'm on social media quite a lot. And it's tricky because there are certain things that you can watch one video and then go on to the next one and the next one and the next one, and you don't even realize how much of the time has gone. But when I hit something that isn't like a series, like they do part 1, part 2, part 3, I like to stay with those because I want to see what's happening in it. But another person may not want to see it because it's then longer than, if you think about it, it's then longer than 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Because you're going past. So they were doing something, a fiance, is it fiance for 90 days or whatever it is?
Oh my God, they're already running out of ideas.
No, I think it's called 90 Day Fiance or whatever. Anyway, something came up and it was about how this man, and he is 33 and he's married this woman of 63. Now, as I was watching it's an episode where he has to tell his mum. He's telling his mum, I want to marry this woman and whatever. And the mum is adamant. And it's the mum, the dad, the other son and his wife. And they're all there. And he's with his wife, or his person that he's with, the older person. Is like, I want to marry her. But they are speaking in their language. So they're speaking in an Asian language. And the woman's just sitting there and she doesn't understand what's being said. Now, I'm wondering, was it, because I still don't know if it was an internet romance, because I thought they were just visiting India just as a holiday. And it wasn't. They were actually living there. And so you're watching one part and you're thinking, well, what happened? The mum gets crazy. He tells the mum, oh, by the way, I've actually married her. The mum goes crazy and you're like, well, what's happened the next part? Because like literally a minute and then you have to scroll on to the next one. And then you're looking at the next one. And then you're looking at the next one. And then you're looking at the next one. Because you want to know how it ends. And a lot of these people who do like, story time on TikTok, so it's just a normal person, they're going to do a story time. So they'll tell you one part, but because I think the maximum you can do is 3 minutes. So they're chit chat, but it's like filling time. So that's another trick that people do. They're filling the time. So that you get to watch the second part. And so it's just like, So sometimes I skip those. I forward them a bit so I can get to the next part. But yeah.
Monet said, there's a study showing we've done that one. So Tanika said, I saw a study online that shows the new generation has a lower attention span than the goldfish. A goldfish has 9 seconds, and online users have 8 seconds. Oh, that's hilarious.
I thought it was 3 seconds.
Oh
I've got to
my
be honest.
words, that is so funny. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise me. Tanika said also TikTok have a musical executives, which is worrying for the future of music and the length of songs in the future. They are now seen as running the music industry in lots of ways.
Yeah.
Funny, I didn't realize that. They were saying that places like, so in California, so right now, there will be people around a table. So and most of the social media giants are based in California. They're looking for ways to get people hooked to social media, and they discuss ways they can do that. Monet, this is a question for you. Is The Christmas Carol a theatre production? You talk about The Christmas Carol, because this is one of Kelly's favourite musicals.
It is. Unfortunately, it is not the same music from the Albert Finney production on in the film. We went to see one year. We went to see it with Tommy Steele. Don't know if anyone remembers Tommy Steele. He was very big, God, in the 60s and 70s. Yeah.
He was not that old, by the way, but he was big.
But he was big in the 60s and 70s. And I quite liked Tommy Steele. But when we went there, it was like what you call it, more of a panto type. Do you remember when we went?
Yeah, so
it wasn't a production. It was more like, you know.
So Christmas Carol obviously is based on, as you know, Charles Dickens's novel, but it is actually very dark. If you read A Christmas Carol, it is incredibly dark. So most people do like a dark version of it because it is a dark story. But it's funny, yeah, this was a lot more jolly, and it was the one we saw. But there are many, many, many different productions of it. Even Disney have done a Christmas Carol with Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, but I think they did another one. Didn't they do one with, what's his name, Jim Carrey?
Oh, yes, Scrooge, yeah. And, of course, you know, there's been so many adaptations of it because it's such a classic story. But the musical version that Kelly's referring to is like one of the classic ones.
Ebenezer Scrooge, the sins of man are huge.
So if you were to listen to the songs, you'd go, even I do, because you hear these songs, and Kelly will be watching. I thought, oh God, yeah, that's where it's from. Oh right, that's from here. And,
I hate people.
No, do the other one. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's the nicest thing that anyone's ever done for me.
That's from the musical.
It isn't every day good fortune comes my way.
So there you are. So it's all these additional music songs that you will not recognize from it. It will be on at Christmas. You can pretty much guarantee it. So if you get a chance, do watch it. But
watch it. I love it.
I'm very interested to see what the new film version will be.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Richard said the Noel. Is it Dairy or Diary this December? I have a list if you're interested. Oh, do tell us, what is that?
Oh, never.
And he's also saying Netflix have a huge saga of Xmas new TV shows as a one-off. So Tanika said, I purposely have not downloaded TikTok as I know it will become addictive.
It is addictive, trust me.
I'll wake up at night and Madam's scrolling onto different things. And first thing in the morning you're on it as well.
Because normally so there's an algorithm, and I'm always trying to work out the algorithm. So before on TikTok, we would get so not all our videos, but some of our sort of like little ones that we would do would get 1,000 views, 2,000 views.
Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie. Oh, you're back again.
Hello.
You'd get 1,000 views, 2,000 views. Now I'll be lucky if there's 100 views. So I'm sort of like, I suppose you're trying to work out an algorithm, thinking, well, I like to know why aren't the videos doing well? Is it that we're not making good content? Because I'm always afraid that we might not be making good content. So, but when I do the shorts for a YouTube, it's very different. And again, it depends on the time and all of this. So you have to upload it at a certain time. And sometimes what I might do is I'll upload one and then upload the same video. Maybe I might have changed the music. Maybe I might not have put a title in, and one will do better than the other. And they're in their exact same video, but one will do better than the other. So just trying to, Mark will see me up at all hours of the night. But it was the same when we during the pandemic and I was trying to do shopping
Yeah, that's true.
for us and your parents. Yeah.
Tanika said, I purposely have not downloaded TikTok. Oh, yeah, we said
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're addicted. I already feel that social media has changed my attention span in negative ways.
Yeah, it's
So
true.
this is a question actually to everybody. Have you noticed that social media has changed you? It could be for the best, or it could be for the worst. So it could have some positive aspects to it as well. But have you noticed it's changed you? And if so, what have you consciously noticed?
Yeah.
Just as an interest on there. Monet said, thank you for explaining the Christmas Carol part. Richard said, no, 3 hours of power cuts this November, according to the news. Now, I'm sure, what's her name, to get voted in as Prime Minister, I'm sure Liz Truss said she promised that would never happen. But we will see. Charlie said he's got 383 followers. Well done, Charlie. And he went to McDonald's in Gainsborough.
Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier. Yeah.
How was it? Was it good? What did you have? And Monet's asked, do you use hashtags on TikTok?
Yes. I do use hashtags on TikTok. But I'm not sure they've switched up the algorithm. So I don't think and it also depends. I think it might help it a little bit, but not that much, to be quite honest. But like I said, it's not pushing out the videos like it was before. So it's like I'm lucky if we get 100 views on one. Like the other day, I think we got like 60 views on one, and I put one up today. And I don't think it's done that well. In fact, I'll take a look at it.
Richard said, Google listens, so spoke of cheese all day. And oh my God, adverts with cheese, laugh out loud. Do you know what? That's so true. We've noticed that actually. So funny enough, we were talking about that yesterday because we used the word Halloween quite a lot in our last live.
Yeah.
It linked us automatically to another Halloween video. And I thought, wow.
But it was a DIY one, but it was done a year ago.
Yeah. So it linked us to that, and which was amazing. So they clearly listen in to what we're saying as well. So because it's linking us. So if I keep using the word Halloween, we'll have to try that. Go cheese, 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 and see if it links us to a cheese video. Tanika said, "It's definitely not your." So Monet said, also you can check the algorithm on your videos and just post your videos on the most popular time, which is what you try and do.
Yeah, with the shorts.
Thank you, though, Monet. That's really useful.
Yeah, with the shorts definitely, but I don't know with the only because they've recently, I think it was last month or the month before. Was it last month or the month before they switched up the algorithm. So now I've tried it at all different times, but still, even when I tried it at a time when I thought was, so I'm just trying to find out what hour. So today I uploaded, we've had 6 views. And then the one that I uploaded yesterday, we've had 69 views.
Tanika said, it's definitely not your content. It's happened to a lot of people across all platforms, sadly. For example, Insta wants you to post short reels now. YouTube prefers shorts, etc. It can be frustrating.
Yeah.
I think using technology, my spelling has become worse due to the spell checker. Yeah, same here. I've noticed that, and I've got lazy. Sometimes I put, well, that's about right, and it'll spell check it for me. So I have got lazy doing that. Automatic, etc. My writing isn't as good now due to being used text and abbreviated speech. Charlie said, you had 6 nuggets with chips and a small Coke and an Oreo ice cream. Top man. You've got to finish it off with that sweet note.
Yeah.
Evelyn, how are you?
Eve,
you okay?
How are you?
Monet said, my videos on TikTok don't always get a lot of views. The algorithm.
Are you on TikTok, Monet?
Oh, are you?
I will follow you.
Yeah,
Tell me, what's your handle? I will follow you.
She said, the algorithm on the app is sometimes something else, changes quite often.
Yeah.
Monet also said, but I know there are specific times that give your videos more attention.
Yeah. I'm trying to work out the times at the moment.
Like based on the time zones and the countries. I don't remember all the times exactly, but it also depends on those days. Oh, I see. So it's time zones and days.
I have a theory of, so you know when you go on TikTok and it produces the videos that you sort of like lean towards, but every now and again it switches up the videos. So I like to watch the food ones, but lately But I also like to watch the exercise ones. So I like to watch the exercise. I like to watch the meditation ones, and things like that. And I believe that based on my analytics, I think there are several different streams. So if I flick on today, it'll be one theme, and then say later on in the afternoon it might be another theme, and then later on it might be another theme, depending on how many times I go on it in the day, and it might push one stream theme more than the other stream themes that I'm more interested in. And I reckon I should upload it when it's doing the food theme, but the food stream theme never pops up that often. It's always the other ones that, so the exercise one might pop up, or the healthy eating one might pop up, or some other streams that, you know, like the 90-day fiance, like the more reality ones might pop up. And it's rare that the one that I actually want, the stream that I actually want, is, but that's my theory, and I think I have to do it when that stream pops up. That's when I create my video, because it will go on that stream and then push it on that stream to whoever is interested in that specific subject.
Well,
that's what I think.
Monet said if you search up on TikTok the best times to post your videos in the UK, that might help.
I'll take a look.
Well, funny enough, Charlie just said he went to Kings Road Park Asda inside McDonald's. Oh, the McDonald's is inside, and he got 176 views. That's really good. Well done. Because you only just posted that today, didn't you? So that is really good. Oh, even you still got no voice.
Do you know what? I was thinking, I must...
Since Friday.
I was thinking yesterday, I must call Evelyn today, and I didn't have time. And then I thought, I must call Evelyn today, like as in today.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, I haven't got time. And then I thought, but I must speak. But we're very much like that. But you've got no voice. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, Evelyn, you should see the doctor, really, because that's been at least 4 days. Because you had that on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yesterday, and now today. Monet said, yeah, what's your TikTok?
My TikTok?
Monet said, yeah, my phone has just died, and I'm using my laptop to watch it. If you read out your TikTok, I will follow you guys.
Okay.
Richard said, the O2 gets you huge views, strangely. When you say the O2, is it the O2 network, or if you do any videos on the O2 itself?
Maybe it's the O2 network. So it's at Mark and Kelly 1. At Mark and Kelly 1.
So and as in not ampersand, but AND.
Yeah. But I think if you type in Mark and Kelly's trips, tips and things in, we should pop up as well.
And thank you. We'll follow you back.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Oh, Monet said you can also follow hashtags on TikTok so that it will pop up on your FYP. Instead of things you don't really care to see. Oh, that's interesting. Thank you.
So if I do like hashtag...
Yeah, that's it. Mark and Kelly 1. That's it. That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, anybody's interested, it's Mark and Kelly 1 if they want to join our TikTok.
Yeah.
Just as we were talking about not using TikTok.
Well, we've got quite a few videos on here.
Yeah.
And I've been trying different things and all of that type of stuff to see if but the last one that we had, and I know that they've changed the algorithm since then, but the last one that reached sort of like that was almost 3,000 was last year when we went to the Strand Palace, and we went in November. Was it November or December when we met Sam? No, it was November.
Richard said YouTube don't like a tag swapping in the bio, but you can in the hidden hashtags. YouTube call it tap swapping. Okay.
Oh, I'll have to ask
tag swapping. Sorry,
I'll have to ask you more on that later. But also, what I notice is they prefer it when you use their apps to edit videos. So if you do a TikTok app in TikTok and you want to then transpose that into YouTube, it doesn't generate as much. You have to do it in the YouTube app. But what I also find is sometimes when I do a title in the YouTube, it doesn't like it. It doesn't like it as much as I leave it off. So,
sorry, it's called tag swamping. Richard said they don't like it there. We will pick your brains on that, though, Richard.
Yeah.
Fan 14, hello. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Richard said, even said, when Weird though, my throat doesn't hurt. I'm just coughing. Have you done the old COVID swab? Because you might have a mild form. Hopefully
Yeah,
not.
you might have a mild form, but hopefully not.
So Fan 14 said, what's been going on? Well, we've just been talking about social media, actually. So the question we put out to everybody is, have you found that your attention span or anything else has got worse or better as a result of social media? So some of the things for me as well, I must admit, my patience rather than attention span has dropped a lot more.
Right.
And I've noticed that as well. So I am getting a bit, like I say, if there's a very long video, unless I really want, I will watch a long video if it interests me. So that doesn't bother me. 20 minutes, 10, but I am more old school. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour plus. I'm prepared to watch that if I'm interested in it.
I will watch if it's YouTubers that I'm interested in as well, and they do an hour. I will watch the hour, but I prefer it if it's half an hour.
Yeah,
I do prefer if it's half an hour.
So we do like ones, but we have noticed sometimes our longer ones don't get the views, and I think it might be because of that. Because people think, oh, half an hour, I can't watch this. Not everybody, but some.
Yeah.
So that's always interesting as well. So we try and do both. We do some longer ones and some shorts as well, just so whoever can watch what they like. So if you like what you see in the shorts, we do an extended version of that.
So I just wanted to say, so earlier this morning, it was about 6 a.m. or something. I was up at 4. It was about 6 a.m. And I did the ping pong lazy Sunday dim sum, right?
Oh yes.
So I did it roughly around 6:30, or just gone 6:30. I edited and did the video and put a song to it and all that. I'm not doing a voiceover. 20 minutes later, I did the same video, switched up the music, and I didn't put a title in. Now, the one that I had done, just gone 6:30, had 104 views. The one that I did 20 minutes later, the exact same video, has had 1,500 views. So it just shows you, and that was just, and I'd done a couple of these tests because I did it with the dinner time one as well when we went out the other night, and I also did it with I think it was the Ivy Victoria.
Yeah, you were saying.
So I did that as well there, but yeah, our Toby Carvery did quite well. That was 2,200. But during the summertime, I did a barbecue one, and that got like 4,000 views. But we haven't done as well with the other shorts as we did with that one. Yeah, the home barbecue. So that had 4,000 views.
Yeah. So it's very, very strange.
Yeah.
So one question Richard said is, what do you type in your bio in a tag?
Normally I will put the title of whatever it is that we've done, and then I will put hashtag FYP or hashtag foodie, or depending on what the video is about. So then I will do those relevant hashtags, and then I'll do FYP, or for you page, or FY page, and stuff like that. That's normally what I do, but I don't do the description. So I just literally put it in the title. It doesn't seem to like it when you go back in and then add a description.
No,
it might like it a little while later. So after it's pushed it, because I noticed that it pushes it for roughly around an hour.
Yeah.
An hour and a half. It pushes, and then after that it slows down. That first initial hour, it then slows it right down. And it doesn't matter how many likes that you get, but it slows it right down.
Fan 14 said, also, Kelly, have you been baking any desserts recently?
I haven't baked anything today, but for Siobhan's birthday, I did bake her a lemon and white chocolate cake. Yeah. She really enjoyed it, and I wrapped it up for her to take to work to give to her colleagues. And she brought it into work on the Friday, but she made sure she saved two pieces for her and Ben. Siobhan is Ben's girlfriend, and Ben is Mark's brother. They're staying with us for a little while, and and they really enjoyed it, and they sent me pictures. of when they brought it home, and she goes, I made sure I saved 2 pieces, and then they were having it with their cup of tea.
Richard said, Waitrose cheesecake tonight. It's my taste buds is the best. In my taste buds, it's the best ever. Oh, is that New York cheesecake you're having, like a baked cheesecake? What flavour is it? Just out of interest. We'll have to try that actually, if it's that good.
I'm not. I will try it, but I'm not a lover of baked
Well, no.
cheesecake.
I asked if it's a baked cheesecake.
Oh, right,
He didn't
right,
say
right.
it's a baked cheesecake.
Oh, right.
Fan 14 said, yes, my patience and attention span isn't good. Like I find if someone isn't good something isn't good in the first 5 minutes, I click out of it and be on my phone while watching. Do you know, I'm the same as well. I'll be watching something, I go, oh, come on. And then if it doesn't get to the bit, if it doesn't grab my interest in the first 5 minutes, then I'll go. But I did read somewhere that the younger generation only give a website 15 to 30 seconds. So if they go on a website, clicking through, and they haven't got what they want in the 15 to 30 seconds, they will just click on it and they will never return to it. They won't go back to it. So 5 minutes is not bad.
I'm just so Siobhan says she's going to be home soon. So basically tonight I am cooking a roast, but I'm not doing a roast joint. I'm going to do it because Mark doesn't eat meat. So I'm doing chops. I've already cooked the roasted veg, so I just need to heat them up again. Well, I'm doing roasted veg. We're doing pork chops, and I'm going to see if I've got time to do your fish, your side of salmon, because I took it out the freezer and all of that. And maybe you'll make Yorkshire puddings. I don't know.
We will see.
And maybe if I have time, I may do stuffing. So what's cooked at the moment is carrots and onions and parsnips and roasted potatoes. So it's not going to take me long to cook up it'd take me about 10 minutes to cook up the pork chops. And then I'm also going to do sweet corn, I think.
We're trying to be as good as Monet and Richard's cooking. I was going to say Richard's Cooking Adventures. That would be a good little channel for you, Richard.
Richard's Cooking
Adventures.
Adventures.
A sub channel, Richard's Cooking Adventures. Especially with your Egyptian bread and stuff. That was really interesting. Richard said you don't need to do hashtags. Every word you type is a hashtag. YouTube filters every word you type. I see. I didn't know that. Yes, it's New York edition. Yes, it's a New York. So that would be a baked cheesecake.
Yeah, be a baked cheese.
Fan 14 said out the cake sounds yummy. White chocolate and lemon. There's something with that white chocolate and lemon. Although we did have white chocolate and miso, which was in the creme cookies, and that was delicious. There's something about that sort of earthy flavor and the chocolate which really goes well together. Rich is doing tonight. He's doing a home cinema review.
Oh,
so you got yourself a little home cinema.
You were saying you got an SFX TV set up or something.
Well, do you know what? Funny enough, I was going on Amazon, and they've got some deals on projectors, and you can get some. You know the screens you get to put the projector on. Some of them are very, very cheap. So you can get some really good stuff. So I really want to look into that, because I wasn't wondering if I can actually. And these projectors as well, you can pretty much, they picks up mobile phones. It does pick up, what do you call them, tablets and laptops as well. So if you can actually stream it onto your projector, and then you project that onto the screen. Or if you've got a plain white wall, you can actually beam it onto that as well.
Yeah, I was thinking that we would get maybe, because there was a screen that I saw that you can actually hang it on the fence. Outside in the garden, and there's also one that I saw that comes with a stand.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that'd be quite cool as well.
But yeah, so just some ideas as well. So the ones I saw on Amazon were about 80-90 pounds. So I might, if we do get them when I get paid, we'll do a little review on that if we get it. We are thinking about getting one.
There's a couple of things that we do need to get, so I don't know if it'll be in this. It might be. We'll see. Because I think Joe sent us a link to one.
Yeah, she did as well. Yeah, so I'm having a look. Richard said Richard Branson uses Richard Adventures in his video title. What a cheek! Well, I can see a lawsuit coming, Richard. I'd say if you sue Richard Branson, you make a lot of money. You're doing a TV. What's he? I can't read that word. What's it say? Oh, is that rehashing a TV review tonight? He said. So yeah, what one are you going to do? Are you going to do any particular film or TV series?
Oh, Van Helsing.
Oh, Van Helsing. Sorry, I couldn't read it from
Van
here.
Helsing TV.
What the actual the
tonight.
series or the film? The film was ages ago. That's Kate Beckinsale and
what's his name? Hugh
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
That's an old film. But if you're doing the series as well, let us know because we'll have to look at that review.
I didn't know there was a series.
Yeah, they did a series of Van
right,
Helsing.
okay.
There's loads of series. Have anybody seen From Dusk Till Dawn? I was shocked when they actually did a series of Dusk Till Dawn.
Because
George Clooney and what's his name?
Yeah, that
Quentin
was the
Tarantino.
film.
That was a yeah.
Because I think we've been thinking about doing reviews on films and series. Because I was thinking, I wanted to do a little side one where we would do reviews on films and stuff. I think you were thinking along the lines of something the same but slightly different. So I don't know. We'll see.
Well, we did think about doing some of our film reviews. We didn't know how we would do it. Either we would watch the film and you'd see our reactions to it, or we would watch it and then review it afterwards. We weren't quite sure. But yeah, any suggestions are very much welcome.
But no horror, because I ain't watching.
Not she won't do horror.
Yeah.
But it'd be good to see Kenny jump. Go,
I'm like, what?
Tanika said, he said, is that up to the October? It takes up to my October. Oh, I see. That's what you're going to be in for your October, some film reviews. Tanika said, I have been invited to a Halloween party, an industry one, and everybody will be in full costume from head to toe.
Nice.
Oh, we were talking about this last week. What would you come as if you went to? So what are you going to go as? Some will be a stylist, etc. This week, I have been in a panic buying outfit options. What are you going to go as?
Ooh.
That's going to be interesting for a Halloween party. I'm fascinated to see what you'll go as.
Would you go as Catwoman?
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's brave.
Because I think you could pull that off, my dear. For sure.
Have you seen?
Yeah, she's got a YouTube channel, but she hasn't done any videos for a long time. But I know you could pull off a Catwoman suit.
Fan 14 said, I watched the film. I think it's a month or two ago. I didn't know either that there was a series. Yeah, there is. I'm pretty sure there is a series to both Van Helsing and for Dusk Till Dawn. Tanika said, also, we'll have a makeup artist, fingers crossed. Oh, wow, so you can get makeup done. I'm so excited as I love fancy dress and I have never been to a party like this. My current options are an elf, a policewoman, Red Riding Hood, or a ninja. Well, when I've gone to 2 fancy dress parties. I went as the Crow. So this is what I had a lot longer hair. So my hair was down to about here. So I just basically white makeup and then obviously the Crow.
Yeah. But you look good when you show me the picture.
Yeah, it looks all right actually.
Yeah.
And also as well, I was a bit of a cheapskate, so I just got I had a whole leather outfit anyway. So I just reinvented that, cut my hair and went as the Terminator, and just bought, all I had to buy was the shades and bought a toy gun. And that worked quite well. Monet said, Kelly, you just look so cozy and warm. I need to purchase a new house coat, especially around this time of year.
I'm telling you, I got look, my whole sitting on my stomach.
Well, Monet, Kelly's got something she's just about to buy, which might interest you if you want to look cozy. Go on.
I'm going to buy an electric throw, so you just have it wrapped around you, an electric throw. And I did have a look to see if you can actually wash them, because sometimes with these things, because they're electric, you're thinking, can you wash these things? But yeah, it said it's washable, so that was cool. And then these sort of like booties, but they're all one, so your feet fit in them, so you can't separate them. So both your feet have to go in, and you can't separate. So it's not like you can stand up and walk around. You can't. You need to sit down in one place, and they're like heated booties. And I thought, yep, I'm getting that as well. So I'm gonna have my heated booty, and I'm gonna sit down with my blanket, and then
heated booties, not heated booty.
No, it isn't. Well,
yeah,
it's not my booty, although that is hot. But that's not my booty. But heated booty, yeah, it's one boot.
So basically, you put your feet in there, and it heats up as well. So you've got a nice blanket, which is so both are electric. Both are washable, so I
don't know the booty is.
Oh, we'll check it as well.
Yeah.
But we've ordered them from Lakeland, so we will do a review on those.
Yeah.
Just so you guys can
I haven't ordered it yet.
But we will do that. Tanika said, "Oh, I don't think I could pull off Catwoman." But,
trust me, you could.
To be fair, I am not sure what to go as yet. Well,
The ninja sounds cool.
Yeah.
I feel the ninja sounds. It's just so out there.
If you're feeling brave and you feel you can pull off a cat suit, then you can go as Catwoman.
She definitely could.
Fan 14 said, "Oh, and a hot water bottle. I have a pink one. I love it." Fan 14 said, "Ooh, an electric throw. That sounds so cozy." And I have a blanket with the foot socket. I got it a few years ago.
They're doing ponchos as well. But I didn't want to get a poncho. I just want to get the one that you just throw over you. And so if I'm just like lying here watching TV or whatever, then I can just have it on, and then obviously the hot water bottle in bed. I don't know how I feel about an electric blanket on the bed. I did have one at one point because I remember my parents buying me one when I used to live at my grandparents, because they didn't have double glazing. And it was when you got up in the, listen, you have to be young to be able to deal with them things, right? I don't know how my grandparents coped, but it was so cold in the flat in the mornings when you get up before the heating comes on, because it was one of those ones where you had to switch the heating on at a certain time. And it was one of those ones where you had to switch the heating on for hot water. But my granddad would be up early. He'd be up roughly around 6 o'clock or whatever, or 5 o'clock. If I had to get up at 6, he'd get up an hour before me, switch on the heating so that I would have hot water to be able to have a shower to go to work and stuff, or go to college. Yeah, I remember my parents buying me a blanket. What do they call it? Blanket warmer? What do they
Electric
call it?
blanket.
Electric blanket. That's it. And I remember them buying me an electric blanket. But I was thinking it was an electric blanket, but it's not. It's actually a fitted sheet, with things running through it that heats the bed, and I would turn it on. But in the middle of the night, I'd turn it off because I'd be frightened that was going to fry me or something like that. So yeah.
I bought my parents one many years ago, and
Yeah,
they love it. So the thing is, with the electric blanket, you have to go upstairs in prep for it. So you turn it on, but it heats up very toastily in about 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's there as well. We will review this blanket for you guys, the throw, sorry, but when we get it. So Kelly can show you that as well. But I know she really wants this throw.
I think I might order it today, because I'm telling you, some of the ones that I wanted are already sold out.
Yeah, so order it today.
Yeah, I will, yeah.
So Monet said, "Oh, if you have them, but get them both, Kelly. You have to show if you get one. We will do that review. So we will do that,
For
Monet.
sure.
Once it arrives, we'll do a little review, and then we may even try and do it on the live as well. Where are we now? Richard said, "Oh, Van Helsing, 5 seasons, 13 episodes per season. Oh wow, that's quite a lot."
I'm used to 24 per season. I've got to be honest.
Do you know what? Actually, the downside to having huge series is, like I say, I've not watched Game of Thrones yet, and I thought so. I've got an entire 8 seasons to go. Will I bother? Thunder said, "Kelly, oh, she's putting something in French.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Pouvez-vous comprendre ces messages? Yep. Je t'aime toujours la bande qui tu portais. So she's saying she's asking me, can I understand the message? And I said, yes, I can understand the message. And then she said she likes my headbands.
Oh, very nice.
Thank you very much, Thunder.
Monet said, do you have to charge it, or is it batteries?
No, it's just a plug-in, I think.
Yeah, so you need electric
socket,
plug, to do that as well. But I think that's better than batteries. The good thing is this one is machine washable.
Thunder says, I hope that's right. Yes, it was right.
Yeah,
perfect. But my reading is better than my writing, but I haven't spoken French for so long. When we went to Brussels, I could barely create a sentence, and it was really difficult. But I think if I was sitting with like my cousins who are French and stuff like that, if I was sitting with them for like a week just talking, it would flow so naturally after a good few days, and then I'll be able to talk properly. But yeah, I was saying to my mums, I was just like, mums, I forgot all my French. Like my mum speaks Creole, which is a slang version of French, so it's like Cockney to English. And I can speak Creole, and I can speak it pretty fluently. But I in Brussels, I feel like, or if I go to France and I speak in French, I speak with a French accent. I don't know what region of France that I speak, but I know I speak with a French accent. And when I say to them, oh, I'm sorry, I don't speak much French, but I'm saying it in a French accent, I think they think that I'm just lying, that's not true, but it is actually true. While my accent is okay, it's passable, my knowledge of the French, and they look at me going,
Fan 14 said, yeah, with the energy bills rising, it will probably be a smart buy.
yeah,
That's why people are probably buying them now.
I think so.
Hello, Keegan.
Hi, Keegan.
Thunder said, no worries. Oh my God, that's so cool. You can understand it. Mark, can you speak any other languages? I can speak Cockney. I can speak Geordie. I can no, I can't, I'm afraid. I could do accents, but that's about it, I'm afraid. So not as well as Kelly, though. Kelly her French is a lot better than she thinks it is.
Yeah, but it's just, when you haven't spoken it for a long time and it doesn't
Yeah,
flow.
that's true.
And I remember when I was in Brussels and I was trying to make sentences and I'd forgotten, like the guy on the, so I bought these necklaces. I bought one for me and I bought one for my bestie Eve. And I was on the stall and I was like, oh, can you tell me how much this is? And like after that, I couldn't say anything else. And he was his French at me, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't remember anything. Oh my God.
It was coming back.
It was coming back slowly. And then he asked me, like, where do I come from? Or like where, because when I said to him, oh, I'm so sorry, my French is not that, and I said it in French. I said, oh, je suis désolé, ma français c'est pas trop bon. Je oublié toutes les phrases. Je sais pas. And so he was looking at me like, okay, because he's confused because I was speaking with a French accent. And like I said, I don't know what region, because I would have just picked it up from French classes and from my family speaking French. But I'm assuming it's a Parisian accent. I'm assuming. I don't know, but I would assume it's a Parisian accent.
They're definitely going to think you're French if you can do Parisian.
Yeah.
Keegan said, I had McDonald's in Gainsborough. I had chicken nuggets. But your brother had chicken nuggets and chips, and he had an Oreo.
Yep, that's what he said.
So did you not have that too?
Oreo McFlurry.
Well, I think Sherborne is back.
Yeah, she is. She's just gone upstairs.
So, guys, I'm afraid, sorry, we're going to have to leave it there for today.
I'm going to start cooking.
I know we've got to start cooking now as well. So, apologies, we've had to leave it slightly early. But we will be back on Friday, 6 p.m. UK time, as we normally do.
And I believe Siobhan will be here. So I can ask her, because I know, I can't remember who was asking me, but was asking, I think you, Thunder, wasn't it, saying, would she come on the live? So I'll ask her later and see if she'll talk about how it was being.
Well, let's not give her pressure. She's upstairs thinking, what? I never promised this. Anyway, we'll see. But we will be back Friday, 6 p.m. UK time for more there. Until then, have a fantastic week. Please look after yourselves, stay safe, and remember, you are never too old to have fun. We'll look forward to seeing you next Friday, on Friday even, not next Friday, this Friday. Have a great week. And we will say bye for now. Take care. Look after yourselves. Bye.
Bye for now. Bye, Eve. Bye, Keegan. Bye, everyone.